Do I seriously have to do this? Home Alone. Alright, a lot of people love Home Alone 1. Most people like Home Alone 2. I personally think that it's better than the first one, but hey, a lot of people think otherwise. Years later, a third one was in the talks with Macaulay Culkin coming back as a teenager. But he declined the offer because he quit acting for like 2 years. But hey, what the hell? So the smart choice would have Home Alone 3 not exist, but lo and behold, there was a third one with a completely different cast and everybody hated it. Except me. Kind of. I mean, trust me, it is nowhere near as good as the original, but I do give it a little credit for at least trying something different instead of just rehashing the same old story like the second one. But, I mean, it's not the best by a long shot. I still prefer the first two, but for what it is, 3 isn't that bad. Years later, the fourth one came out, which I personally am still recovering from. Now, a lot of people would think that that would be the end of the Home Alone franchise, but no! Yeah, you think a failed TV pilot that was often considered to be one of the worst sequels ever to be put to film would stop them from queefing out a fifth one? Well, you're just insane! Because this is Home Alone 5! Yeah, they actually went ahead and made a fifth Home Alone movie. And that's not even the most shocking part. The most jaw-dropping part is that they actually got Malcolm McDowell in this sucker. What? And they even went ahead and made the same mistake as the third one by having a movie without the original characters in them. But at least it can't be as bad as Home Alone 4, right? Right? So after the opening title sequence shows that it clearly learned nothing from the last one, we are then introduced to our main protagonist, Finn.
Hey, Finn, press pause for a bit, why don't you, kiddo?
But this is a mega boss battle.
Whoa! A mega boss battle! Wow, these filmmakers must know everything about video games. Okay, why make a movie heavily based on video games if you have absolutely no clue on what happens in video games? So it turns out they're moving from California to Maine.
Dad?
What do you think?
It's super creepy.
How is this house even creepy? I mean, I guess when they go inside, it's a bit creepy, but that's obviously because of the stupid lighting. So then they are introduced to the creepiest realtor in the world.
What is it, honey?
Is this house haunted?
Haunted? Don't be silly. It just has personality.
But the house is later confirmed to not be haunted, so why does everybody believe it? So then we are introduced to the main villains. Meet Black Guy. He's a black guy. Meet Lady. She's a lady. Meet McDowell. He's McDowell, and he's the leader.
Let's get right down to it, shall we? This here is our next target.
A creepy old house?
How is the house creepy? Macaulay Culkin is creepier and older than that house. So then we cut back to the family, and we are introduced to the entire family. I wonder if they're as charming as they are in the original movies.
I love you, Daddy. You're so annoying. Get out of my room.
Not funny, didn't laugh. So then the dad starts talking to the son about how friends are what make life and shit, and says that he has to get out of the house and make some real friends.
You gotta get out of the house once in a while. You know what I'm saying? Try something new, right? Get out of your head once in a while. You know what I mean?
Except for at the end where it shows without video games he'd be dead.
Done. Do you want me to do the glasses?
I'm gonna say no.
Was that funny?
I'm gonna say no.
So then the kid goes down in the basement, which he's scared of. Wow, call back to Home Alone 1. Then he climbs some shelves to get something that's on the top shelf. Wow, call back to Home Alone 1. 2 callbacks back to back! But then the shelves open up a secret passageway which leads into a safe. Oh. That's new. I'll give him that. So then the mother tells the kid to go across the street and talk to this kid that's next door.
What do you like to do for fun around here? Lots of stuff.
Like ruin great franchises.
Maybe. You could come over to my place for video games. I have Robo Infantry 3. No way. Why not? Your house is haunted.
Again, the house isn't haunted. So how did this bullshit get out?
I'd like to hang out with you, but I'm too young to die.
Okay, that was actually kind of funny.
Turn off the video game, it's lights out.
What? But can't I do one more level? Oh!
Not funny, didn't laugh. I will give credit to the sister, who's actually doing a really good job playing a stereotypical bitchy sibling. She's actually one of the better parts of this movie. I also gotta give credit to the kid. He's actually a pretty solid actor, but the script gives him nothing to work with.
You are too old to be afraid of ghosts.
He's 10. So then he sets up a trap for the so-called ghost. And then the so-called ghost comes into his room. I mean, it's his dad. It's clearly his dad. I can tell it's his dad. It's his dad. Oh, look, it's his freaking dad! So then the father comforts him and tells him that the only thing he's hearing is a tree branch.
Oh, buddy, look. Just a tree branch. You can hear it, that's all.
Then we cut to the following morning where the mother says this.
Oh, look, kiddo. I don't care what you've learned from your video game. There's no such thing as ghosts, especially at Christmas time.
Has she heard of Ghost of Christmas
Ghost
Past?
of Christmas Past, Ghost of Christmas Present, Ghost of Christmas Future, Marley's Ghost.
Oh, even the movie is saying how stupid it is. So then the kid sets up a ghost trap.
Look, if the ghost tries to get out of the basement while we're gone, this wrapping paper will rip. Proof the ghost is real.
Wouldn't real ghosts just float through the door?
Hey, don't bring logic into the script. So then they go to get other Christmas decorations and a Christmas tree and all that kind of stuff, where the black guy is just keen on being the token black guy.
Back home, we roll in with shotguns and masks of presidents and everything.
I'm usually Ronald Reagan.
Roll in, kick the door down like, yo, get down on the floor! Nobody move! Put the money in the bag, I'll blow your head off!
Not funny, didn't laugh.
Understand this. My crew is expected to slip in and out of our targets undetected like ghosts.
I miss Home Alone 3. So then McDowell opens the door, which sets off the trap. And then he finds the safe, but there's nothing in it. And then we cut to the girl who's upstairs talking on the phone with her ex.
Baby, I miss you.
Yeah, that's even shoved in here. Then Finn sees her in the window and thinks that it's the ghost. And then he goes inside to see if anything is out of place. He sees that 2 gingerbread cookies are missing and that his ghost trap has been disturbed. Then the father goes downstairs to investigate, and the mother tries to convince them that there's nothing going on, even though she has no explanation to everything that's going on. So then the father goes downstairs to investigate.
Look, there's nobody down here. It's nothing to be afraid of.
Okay, that was actually kind of funny. Then they're about to go to a Christmas party, but the kids don't want to go.
We had fun yesterday. Do we really have to do it again?
Why don't you just go without me?
It's bad enough you dragged us all the way across the country. Now we've got to parade around with smiles on our faces just so that you don't feel guilty?
Are you sure we're watching a Home Alone movie and not just a girl being filmed against her will?
Maybe I might actually like this place if I wasn't around you guys all the time.
But in this movie, it's the daughter that hates the family and doesn't want them around. So it's completely different.
Okay, great. You two can stay here while your dad and I have all the Christmas fun we can handle.
So then the mother and father leave for the party.
You leave me alone, I leave you alone. That's the deal.
What? But you took my game controller. What am I supposed to do?
Don't you have a second controller? I mean, earlier in the film, you invited a kid to come over and play multiplayer games.
Wait. Maybe you could come over to my place for video games. I have Robo Infantry 3. It has multiplayer. You could be a strike robot.
So then we cut to the villains.
I wonder if they sell them individually.
He's supposed to be the smart one. So he explains how what he's looking for is a painting of his grandmother and his family.
Gigi was my great-grandmother, and if you must know, she is the widow.
Okay? Then we cut to the parents driving to the party.
You okay, sweetie?
Sure, why?
Because you're still holding Finn's controller. Thanks.
Okay, that was actually kind of funny. Then we cut back to the house where the kid is eating junk food and jumping on the sofa. Wow, call back to Home Alone 1 again. But I will give him credit for quite a funny gag. The kid puts on some aftershave and you expect him to do the classic Home Alone shtick and scream, but he kind of just shrugs it off and avoids the obvious gag. Then he slides down the stairs. Call back to Home Alone 1. Then he finds a second controller. Then we cut to the party, and honestly, does this look like a party that anyone would want to bring their kids to? I mean, maybe it's just me, but this looks more like an adult party. What kind of kid wouldn't be bored senseless here? Then he goes online and plays with his friend.
What's happening? Hey, what's going on? No, not the batteries. Come on, turn on. No. Oh my gosh.
But then the kid's controller dies, and then he goes to get new batteries, but then it goes into the basement. But he doesn't want to go in the basement because he's scared and thinks that there's a ghost down in the basement. Ooh. Then he goes to his sister to help him out get the battery.
What was that? Don't be such a chicken.
Then he shows her the safe, which happens to be unlocked, even though earlier in the movie when Finn found it out, it was locked.
This isn't some stupid video game, loser. There's no secret door. See? Holy cow!
So 2 adult crooks couldn't find the secret entrance, but 2 children could. Then the sister scares the kid. He runs upstairs and she stays down there, looks around.
Touch my hooch and regret it.
I'll touch her hooch. Then she lifts up a wine bottle which closes the safe door, and then she gets locked inside, and it's actually quite a legitimately creepy scene. But she realizes she forgot her phone, and then she tries calling for the brother, but he's upstairs. And then we cut to the party where they say that they're gonna be snowed in, and then Finn goes downstairs and finds his controller, and he thinks that his sister left, even though he sees her phone on the kitchen table. He believes that a teenage girl went out without her phone. So then he goes upstairs and starts playing his video game.
You've beaten me like 1,000,000 times. How do you always do it?
Is this Andy?
Who's Andy?
Whoa. How old are you, dude?
10.
Man.
He said earlier in the movie that he's been playing with him for a while. How have they never voice chatted? But then Malcolm McDowell comes back and is about to break into the house, and then, he has this thing on his leg, which makes Finn believe that he's the ghost, and then he turns on all the lights to make the bad guys go away, which is a callback to Home Alone 1. Get it? Get it? Get it? Huh? It's a callback to Home Alone 1. Get it? Then he hears his sister screaming for him.
Alexis? Get me out of here!
So then Finn goes to buy supplies to break out his sister.
That is $2,152.71.
And whom shall I make this out to?
Okay, that was actually kind of funny.
We only take personal checks with a valid driver's license.
What can I get for $1.68?
Okay, that was also kind of funny. But then he bumps into Malcolm McDowell, who has the thing on his leg for no reason other than to move the plot along.
What's it going to take for you two bozos to complete the job you're explicitly hired to do? Please, do tell.
More money.
More money.
Look, we had a deal. 25% for you, 25 for Dingbat here, and 50 for me.
Yeah,
Well, the deal's changed now since the ghost. 50% for me, 50% for Jessica, 25% for you.
Not funny, didn't laugh. Then he goes home and tells his sister about the art thieves, but he does not believe him. And then he goes to set up for his traps. And I just gotta get this off my chest. These transitions are absolutely amazing. I don't care what you say, to show the passage of time and having more than one Finn appear, this is actually amazing cinematography. I am not joking. It looks awesome, and it is so cool. Home Alone 5 has amazing cinematography. Home Alone 5 has amazing cinematography?
The only thing to be afraid of in this house is me.
And that line was awesome. This is actually getting kind of better. And then the traps start.
Stop screwing around.
At this point, he should already know that at least something is in the house, so he wouldn't want to go inside. So we get some more of the slapstick, and this happens. Move out of the way. Are these really the traps that we're getting? Messing up a woman's hair, covering somebody in eggnog? So then Finn tells his gaming buddy about what's going on, and he thinks he's talking about a video game. But he eventually tells him that it's not a video game and that it's real life. Although the gaming buddy is worried about Finn, Finn does still stand by stranger danger and doesn't give him his address. So then the parents eventually start making their way home, even though they were snowed in earlier in the movie, so how the hell were they able to get back home? And it leads to quite possibly the funniest scene in this entire movie.
Mrs. Baxter, I'm calling about your son.
Who is this?
You don't know me, but I just want you to know that your son is okay.
How do you know my son?
It's complicated, actually. We met online.
What? Are you threatening my son?
What? Hi, my name is Simon Hassler, and your daughter is locked in the basement.
You kidnapped my kids!
What?
Okay, that is actually kind of hilarious and quite a mature joke for this movie, and I love it. And then we cut back to the woman, and then we see the outside of the house. Wait, what? The last time we saw Malcolm McDowell and the other guy, they were already inside the house. What, was the freaking eggnog too much for him? Oh, I can't go inside like this. I would look silly. Then they try to get her inside by pushing her through the window instead of just lifting the window up a little bit so she wouldn't be stuck. So then she goes inside and her hair is messed up all of a sudden like reindeer hair. And then McDowell tries to climb the house and get up through the open window that's on the second floor. He was inside the house last time we saw him! Why go through the extra trouble of climbing the house to get to the window on the second floor? So then the other guy eats, like, these cookies, which are, you know, have, like, a bunch of suspicious stuff, and then he drinks milk, but it's not milk, it's glue, because the kid put glue inside of it instead of milk. And then he turns on the sink, which turns on the garbage disposal, which, like, sprays a bunch of cotton onto his face, and that happens. Are these really the traps that we're getting? I mean, messing up a lady's hair, covering somebody in eggnog, and spraying cotton on somebody's face to make him look like Santa Claus. So then McDowell goes inside the house, and then he sees that there's a bunch of shit going on, and then suddenly he believes in the ghost, and then the kid wraps him up in Christmas paper like that, you know, like you see right now. And then he literally, and I'm not kidding, pokes him down the stairs.
I told you it was no ghost. It's that horrible, horrible... There he is. My goodness. Get him!
And then he realizes that it's a kid, and then the other two bad guys go after the kid, and then they get him. And in this movie, it makes sense for them not to kill him, considering that they're just looking for art. But then again, he's a witness, so... Actually, never mind what I said. They should have killed him. So then we cut back to the guy who plays video games, and the SWAT team invade his house.
On your feet! On your feet! Where are the kids? Where are the kids?
You got it all wrong. I just play video games.
Okay, that's actually kind of funny. Then we cut to the sister who is downstairs reading some book, and she suddenly believes that her brother is telling the truth because he said that there were art thieves, and then she sees the painting. Yeah, she literally just said, oh, my brother told me that there are thieves looking for art. Oh, look, there's a painting. I believe him now. Huh? What's that? Hello? I don't believe you. I was just informed that somebody is going to break into my house. I don't believe him. Oh, wait, look, there's a TV. I believe him now. And then the Snow Kid saves Finn by using a snowball launcher while the lady is talking to her ex-boyfriend on the phone. Remember that plot device that everybody was so curious about? So he uses the snowball launcher to distract the lady. Move out of the way. What is it with these characters not being able to move out of the way? So then Malcolm McDowell and the other guy go inside, crack the safe open, and... Wait, how is this guy looking through the camera that Finn set up? So then they get inside the safe, and then the crooks start arguing about the split of the cash, and then... So the brother gets out of the car and goes inside to save his sister, and then the sister escapes, and the safe closes. Okay, that is freaking hilarious! So then the parents get home from the party and they have themselves a happy ending and they get $30,000 or something for finding the crooks. And then it's Christmas morning and he gets the video game he wanted, but instead he plays outside with the Snow Kid with like his new snowboard that he got for Christmas, and they have themselves a happy ending. Even though if it wasn't for video games, he'd be dead by now! You know what? It's actually not as bad as you'd probably expect it to be. I mean, it's nowhere near as good as the original, and it's just as pointless as Home Alone 3, but it's nowhere near as bad as Home Alone 4. It does have some legitimately funny moments in it, and a good lesson that an act of imagination is perfectly fine as long as you're not using it to scare yourself. I mean, the thought of a Home Alone 5 might make you want to blow your brains out, but at the end of the day, it's really not as bad as you'd probably expect. So that's the last of the Home Alone movies as of now. Hello?
Vincent, you gotta leave movie reviewing forever.
Is there gonna be a 6th Home Alone?
No, it's even worse than that. They're making a Disney Plus Home Alone reboot.